morning, lovely yogis. So this week we are working on week 4 of Asteya non-stealing. And so for your journal and meditation this week, think about your dreams and goals and make a list of things to do, study, or try that would increase your knowledge and competency and bring you closer to your goal, thus building your adikara. And adikara is the right to know something. So before I go into my little writing on it, make sure that you've got 2 blocks or 2 thick books with you today. And then sitting on one of your block in a regular cross-leg position, knees slanted downward. Take a few deep breaths, closing your eyes. Starting to leave your head and thoughts and worries behind you. Focusing on your breathing, finding your center within your belly. And as you're inhaling, you're growing yourself up through your spine. And as you're exhaling, you're relaxing your jaw and your shoulders down away from your ears. Continue to breathe just like that. Adikara, this word challenges us to the reality that if we want something, then we better grow the competency required to have it. We can dream and wish all we want, but we only get what we have the competency to have and keep. Anything else is stealing. Our outcomes in life are consistent with our abilities, not necessarily our wishes or goals. Competency includes the ability to see what is right before us. Building it takes practice and learning. Preparing ourselves to hold what we want is an exciting full-time job. It moves us away from any victim stories into full responsibility for our lives. Non-stealing demands that we become capable of stewarding what we ask for, have the adikara for what we want. If we are not prepared to contain our deep desires, we can easily find ourselves in all kinds of inappropriate and destructive ways. This jewel asks us instead to focus our desires and then build the competency to have them. It leaves us with the question, are you available to what you want? Life gives us tasks that, should we succeed, grow us into the kind of people that life can trust with important things. Where stealing unleashes pain and suffering on ourselves and others, building our competency opens up a world of joy and possibility. So taking a few more deep breaths. And then come forward off of your block and bring yourself into a tabletop position. Wrists stacked under shoulders, fingers spread wide, elbows pointed backwards. Your knees are stacked under your hips. Let's do a few cat-cows to awaken the spine. With your inhale, leading with your hips. Let the belly drop forward, lift the tailbone, and lift the gaze. Exhale, again leading with the hips. Pull the belly button into towards the spine, rounding all the way down the neck. Inhale, come back up. Relax the jaw. Exhale, rounding, pushing through the palms of your hands. Inhale, nice and loud, get the breath going. Exhale. One more time, coming back up. Exhale, round. And then your toes are together. Knees come towards the edges of the mat. Sit yourself back into your child's pose. And slowly walk your hands forward. Keep creeping your fingertips forward as far as you can. And then take a big breath in and out. One more time, big breath. And then bring yourself up halfway. We're going to bring our left hand, fold it underneath the right, and come to rest on our left shoulder and left temple. From here, press into the back of your left hand into the ground, and bring your right hand up towards the sky. Take a few breaths. Good. Coming all the way back to your halfway. Other side, right hand folds under. Resting down on the side of your temple and shoulder. Press through the back of your right hand. Inhale, left fingertips up to the sky. Don't hold the breath. And coming back down, plant your hand in. Bring yourself back up. Into your tabletop with your elbows pointed backwards. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips, press back into your down dog, walking your heels one at a time, and breathing deeply to open the backs of your legs. See if you can keep the spine straight, no matter how bent your knees are, and soften through the back of your neck. Both heels come down towards the ground, knees are bent, belly button is pulled in towards the spine. From here, right foot lifts back behind you, pressing out through your heel, and then stack your hips, looking under your right arm. Kick your right heel towards your bottom a couple times. Keep breathing. Repulsing that leg, opening. And then bring it back down, planting it close to your left. Take one breath in and out, let your hips settle back. Other side, left foot comes up, pressing through the heel, stack the hips. And let the left foot come back down towards your bottom, looking under your left arm and breathing. One more breath in and out. And bring that left foot back down, plant it in. Take one more breath in and out. And lift your gaze, stepping your right foot between your hands. Lowering the left knee down. And make sure you're tractioning that back left knee so that you're not hurting yourself. You're not down here, resting your weight, you're up here. Just a slight pull forward. Right ankle is stuck under right knee. When you're ready, push yourself up, pull your belly away from the leg. And reach your hands to the sky. Not straight up squeezing, just have them nice and open. Focusing on growing the spine with your breath. Take a couple breaths, staying within your center. Bringing your hands back down. Plant your left hand in. We're going to be reaching back. If this isn't working for your body, just skip this next pose. We're going to bend our right leg. The left knee. And with your right hand, reach back behind, grabbing for your foot. Take a moment to lean back into the leg, and then come forward again. And take a few breaths, stretching your quad. Slowly release, being very aware of your knee. And then plant your right hand back down, tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, and sweep back to down dog. Take a breath in and out. Lift the gaze, opposite foot comes up, and lower the right knee down. Make sure left ankle is under left knee and your back knee is tractioned. When you're ready, come on. Pull the belly away from the leg, trying to lengthen up. Coming into a place of stillness as you are simply breathing here. And hands come down on either side of the foot. Lean yourself forward. Bend the right knee, reaching back with your left for the foot. Take a moment to lean back into that leg. And then come forward again. Opening your heart, taking a few breaths. Slowly, mindfully letting go of that foot. Bringing yourself back forward, lifting the right knee and sweeping to down dog. For 2 breaths, in and out. And then again, lifting the gaze, stepping the right foot up. Lower the left knee down. Pushing yourself up. Just for 1 breath. Hands come down. We're going to rock our hips back, letting our front legs straighten, lifting the toes up off. Take a breath so that you lift your heart up. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips, folding down over that leg. One more breath. And then rock yourself forward. Plant the hands, lift the left knee back to down dog. 1 breath in and out. Other side. Left foot steps, lower the right knee. Bring yourself up, make sure your knee is stacked, reaching for 1 breath. Coming down. And then we are rocking our hips back, coming onto the left heel. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up. Exhale, fold. Couple breaths. growing the spine as you're inhaling, exhaling, coming forward. And then rock forward, plant your hands, lift your knee, and sweep to down dog. 2 breaths, in and out. Really lifting your tailbone towards the sky. And then let the gaze. We're going to step our feet on the outside of our hands. Just behind them. With our heels angled in, toes angled out. If you have knee issues, just come halfway with your elbows at your knees. If it feels okay, squatting yourself down. Taking a moment to scoot yourself into this position and then bringing your hands to the ground in front of you. Take a few breaths, letting your neck hang and feeling that stretch from the tailbone to the top of your head. Ready, lift your gaze in front of you. Bring your arms to your legs, pressing your elbows into them, hands to the Anjali Mudra, and drawing the hands in towards the heart. Gaze is lifted. Take a few more deep breaths. Keeping the jaw relaxed, the tongue is down, away from the roof of the mouth. One more big belly breath. Hands come in front of you. We're going to be straightening our legs and then coming back down into a squat 5 times. So have your hands in front of you and do this very slowly and mindfully for your legs. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat back down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat down. Trying to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. Exhale, bend the knees. Back up, inhaling. Exhale, down. And one more time, inhale, come up. Turn your feet so that they are parallel to one another. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Letting yourself dangle, being heavy through the back of your neck. Remember, your knees can be bent here. Long hold as you're focusing on your ujjayi breathing. And then bend your knees even more and slowly roll up through the spine. Coming all the way up. Once you're straight, inhale, lift your hands to the sky. Breaths, reaching through the fingertips. Feeling yourself extend through your lower back. And then interlace your fingers above your head. Flip your palms to the sky. Take a couple more breaths. Releasing the fingers, coming behind the back. Again, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the heart. Keep your right foot planted and take a step back into your high lunge. Right knee over right ankle. Keep lifting up through the heart. Stay high on your back toes. Continue to breathe. Inhale, hands up above your head. Interlace, press up through the palms. One more time, bring the hands down, interlace. Inhale, lift the heart. And then step yourself up. Ground down through your left foot, big step back with the right. High lunge, lifting through the heart. Deep breaths, stay high on your back toes. Inhale, hands up to the sky, flip the palms, keep breathing. Exhale, come back down. Coming back up to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the heart, closing the eyes. Simply breathing, stay in your center. From here, toe and toe mounds, press in towards one another. A little bit of space between your ankles. Sweeping your arms up as you sit back into your chair. Weight in your heels, pelvic bone neutral. Deep breaths. From here, we're going to straighten our left leg. Take a breath. Plant it back in. And other side. Bringing it back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, back into chair, hands at your heart. Couple more deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen back up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Closing your eyes just for a moment. Building trust with your eyes closed. Simply feeling sensation in your body. Slowly open. And taking a big step back with your left foot. Coming into warrior two. Heels are lined up, back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, open your arms, T position. Make sure your right knee is stacked. And then bring your left hand down the leg. Flipping your palm, reaching up and over. Keep the knee stacked. Roll the heart open. Then coming back up, right elbow down to the leg, left fingertips up and over, palm flips. Take a few breaths here, really opening the chest to the sky. Inhale, back up. One more time, flipping, come back. Take a breath. And coming all the way forward, reaching your fingertips up and over. One breath. Warrior two. straighten the front leg and step back up. Take a moment to wiggle your legs. Perfect. Left foot stays planted. Big step back with the right. Heels are lined up. Back foot's parallel. Open the arms. Knee is stacked. Take a few breaths. Keeping those shoulder blades moving back and around as you lift up through your head. Right hand down the leg. Flip the palm, leaning up and over, leaning into your front leg. Coming back to warrior two. Left elbow comes down, right fingertips flip up and over, roll the chest open. Jaw is relaxed. And back, warrior two. One more time. Right hand dips back, left fingertips up and over. Warrior two. Left elbow comes down to the leg, right fingertips up and over. Breathing. Warrior two, straighten your front leg and step up. Take a moment to wiggle the hips. And then big step back with the left foot. Turn both feet parallel to one another. Nice wide stance, slightly pigeon toe. Both toes, hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Rolling all the way forward. Take a breath in as you lengthen halfway. Exhale and forward. Your legs are pressing in towards one another so that all the muscles in your legs are active. Taking deep breaths, keeping the upper body soft. Two more full breaths. Inhale, lift halfway. And walk your hands towards the front of your mat, switching your feet so that they are pointing towards the front of your mat. Lower your left knee down, back into your low lunge, and push yourself back up. Knee is stacked, belly is away from the leg, lifting. And then hands come back down. This is a part where if you have Hanumanasana in your practice, you can do that here. I'm going to skip it today. So lifting your left knee, sweep back to down dog. Take one breath in and out. And then lower the knees down to the ground. Toes come together, knees towards the edges of the mat. And walking your hands towards the front of your mat. Resting into your child's pose. Letting everything slow down and soften. Listening to the sound of your heartbeat. Couple more deep breaths. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Walking your knees forward, coming to your seat. So once you're on your seat, bringing your legs towards the front of your mat. Knees are bent, leaning forward so that your belly wants to come into your legs. And then left foot tucks under the right, bringing it towards the right hip, laying it down. Right foot comes up and over, stacking through the knees. Don't worry, you don't look like you're stacked. And if it's not comfortable or working for you, just sit in a regular cross-leg position. So both sit bones are grounded, lengthening up through the spine. Left elbow comes on the outside of the right leg, pressing palms together in towards your heart, twisting. Couple deep breaths. Jaw soft. Releasing, coming forward, bringing your hands down in front of you towards the ground. You can also use your left hand just back for helping you stay forward if you have hips like mine. So take a couple more breaths, feeling that pressure of your leg on your belly, breathing into any resistance. Right hand comes up, straight up to the sky, and then the fingertips come back between your shoulder blades. Left hand comes up, taking the elbow, lift the gaze, lift the heart, and stretch, breathing. Slowly release, leaning back, release the legs. And if you'd like to throw a windshield wiper in between, from side to side. Coming forward again, so that your belly wants to press into your legs. That helps with your posture, so your spine stays tall. Right foot comes under towards the hip. Lay the leg down. Left foot comes up and over, stacking through the knees, or however that looks for you. Remember, everybody is different. Both sit bones grounded. Take a moment to lengthen. Right elbow on the outside of the left leg, palms together, pressing the hands in towards your heart, breathe into your twist. Yourself back around. Hands come to the ground in front of you. If you need to use your right hand to pull you forward. Taking a few breaths. Speaking gently to yourself within your mind. Keeping the jaw soft. One more breath. And then bring yourself up, reaching your left hand straight up to the sky, bending through the elbow, fingertips between the shoulder blades. Right hand comes up, holding the elbow. Keep the gaze and the heart lifted. Don't hunch forward. Breathe into your arm. No clenching the jaw. slowly release, leaning back. Windshield wipering the legs. Bringing the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly pose. Pressing your heels in towards one another as you roll open the bottom of your feet towards the sky. Clasping on nice and strong to the feet. Lift the heart. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, dipping with your heart towards the ground. Spine is straight. Couple deep breaths. Shoulders are down and away. You have lots of length in the back of your neck. Inhale, coming back up. And then bringing your legs out into a wide V. Keeping your spine so that it wants to stay up tall. Feet are flexed towards the sky, knees are also straight up. Take a moment just to breathe, sitting up tall. And if and when you'd like, bringing your hands out in front of you, trying not to round through the spine, but to hinge from your hips instead. Use your deep ujjayi breathing, in and out through your nose, constricting the back of your throat. And watch how that breath helps you to release where you need to in your body. And one more breath. Back up. We're bringing our right elbow on the inside of our right leg, clasping onto the toe if that works, or just pressing the back of the hand towards. Take a breath in and out. And then left fingertips up and over, pointing palm down over the right toes. Press yourself into your right elbow so that you're rolling yourself open to the sky. Long breaths, staying away from soft or shallow breathing. Bringing yourself back to center. Left side, left elbow comes down on the inside of the leg. You can clasp onto the toes. Take a breath in and out. Right fingertips up and over. Deep breath through the side body. Inhale back to center. Take a moment just to lengthen up through the spine. Hands to the backs of your knees, dragging your feet to the edges of your mat. Lean back and windshield wiper. Perfect. One more seat pose before we come down to our back body. All right. Boat pose. We're going to do 3 of them. So level 1, as you rock back between your sit bones and your tailbone, finding that balance. Level 1 is holding on with your hands and toes on the ground. Level 2, no toes. Legs are up. Level 3, no hands. And level 4 are straight legs. Wherever you're at today is perfect for you. choose where you are, lift through the heart, through the belly, try not to slouch, and breathe. Long and steady breaths. Cross the ankles, bring it in for a hug, lifting up through the spine, maybe rocking. And round two, coming back, whichever level. Keep the belly coming in towards the legs. Don't hold the breath. And cross the ankles, bring it in for a hug, rocking. One more time. Whichever level. Remember, we're just practicing right now. One more breath. Cross the ankles, pull it in. Lift up through the spine as you're rocking. And then down to the back body. First, rolling and hugging your knees in, rocking from side to side. And second, stretching yourself out completely. All the way down to the toes. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, relax the entire body. Take a moment in that stillness. And then hands come down, lifting the chest so that the shoulders are folded underneath. Lots of breathing room. Bending your legs. Your left foot planted into the ground. Cross your right ankle over, flexing the foot. And you're threading your right hand through the legs, clasping onto the back of your left knee. So from here you can either be passive, where you just relax into it, or you can be active, where you're pressing your right ankle into your left knee and your left knee into your right ankle. Keeping both feet flexed no matter what. Taking a few breaths. Softening the heart. And release the clasp, bringing the left foot down, uncrossing the right. Left crosses, flex the foot. When you're ready, thread your left hand through your leg, clasping on behind the right, and either relaxing into it or pressing left ankle into your right knee and right knee into left ankle. See if you can soften the jaw, your neck, and your collarbone just a little more. One more breath. Releasing the foot back down, uncrossing, but keeping your knees up in towards your belly. Arms come into T position. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, both knees come over to the right side, adjusting so that both shoulder blades stay on the ground. Take a few breaths in this twist. If it feels okay for the neck to gaze to the left, do so. Restoring equilibrium throughout the body. Watching where your thoughts are going. If they're spinning or you don't like where they're going, bring your focus back to your breathing with no judgment. One more breath. Coming back to center, hug yourself in, reset your spine, arms come out, take a breath. And as you exhale, come over to the left, adjusting the shoulder blades as you go. Gazing to the right, eyes can close if that feels safe for you. More breath. Bringing yourself back up to center. Happy baby is our last pose before coming into Shavasana. So bottoms of the feet to the sky, holding onto the outer edges of your feet. These are bending back, down. Shoulder blades are pulling back down towards the ground. And you can rock here if that feels okay, or stay in stillness, whatever works for you, as long as you're breathing. Bottoms of the feet come together in the air. And release down to the ground. Stretch your legs out down below you. Lift the chest so that you can fold your shoulder blades underneath. Lift your chin towards your chest and then lay it down so you have lots of length in the back of your neck. Arms are down by your sides. Legs and feet are falling away from one another. Let's take 3 releasing breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Feeling yourself become heavy in towards the ground. Maybe feeling a warmth or tingling sensation through your fingertips, through your toes. Focusing in on your life force, your prana, your chi, within your body. Giving yourself a chance to refresh and reset all your systems and to integrate your practice. in, start to bring your awareness back into your body. Breathe in deeper. Wiggling your fingertips and toes. And if it feels good, to stretch out or to hug your knees in. You can do both or neither. Taking your time to wake yourself back up. When you're ready, rolling onto your right side. Cradling your head and taking a few deep breaths. When you're ready, returning to your seat. Just a cross-legged position, long through the spine, slow and long breath. Reflecting on your practice. Bringing your hands over your heart. Non-stealing turns us from theft to cultivating new skills and abilities. Why steal from your life by stealing your will? Instead, be still and love. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other people living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the full measure I have received and am still receiving. Closing the practice with one Om, breathing in and out first. Inhale to Om. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Namaste.